Howdy everybody, Maximum McGee back again at PAX Prime 2013, where we are checking out a little game I stumbled upon called Jazzpunk, which I'm pretty sure I could never adequately describe in a million years, but thankfully I've got somebody here to help me do that. Please introduce yourself.
Sure, I'm Jess Brose. I'm one of the developers on Jazzpunk.
All right, Jess, thank you for sitting down to chat with us, sort of as best you can, because I understand this game is just a little bizarre. Set up Jazzpunk for us and, what sort of game it is.
Sure. So we call it an adventure comedy set in a retro-futuristic cyberpunk world. So the sort of spine of it is a classic adventure where you go around solving puzzles, but the real meat of the game is in these optional side quests and Easter eggs, mini games hidden around the world.
Yeah, no, I think I saw earlier you could go into a movie theater and blow cigar smoke onto people and flick popcorn at them. And
yeah, so your character's name is Polyblank, and he's kind of a jerk sometimes. So he likes to, for example, do things like go into a movie theater and
just harass people.
Yeah, harass people, just casually though, nothing too serious,
okay.
Right?
He is a gentleman at heart.
Yeah. So basically, what ties it all together is this character called the Director. And the director is kind of like your boss. He will send you out on these missions. So it's kind of ambiguous what his organization is, if it's some sort of a company or syndicate or something. He'll send you out on these missions for you to steal things or extract information, as any good cyberpunk fiction will have you do.
Okay, so what if we just picked up here?
So this is a device called a pigeon degausser.
Naturally, if you couldn't already tell.
Yeah. So basically, pigeons use magnetics to orient themselves and determine which way to go. So by using the degausser, you can screw up their brains and then collect pigeon pheromone, which can be used on people in the level.
Okay, so we gave him a little bit of the pigeon pheromone. I can only guess what's going to happen now. Oh, and he gave us that gum, too! What a gentleman. Yeah. When you guys are when you're laying out these sorts of missions, do you worry at all that the player isn't going to know exactly what to do? I never would have intuitively known to use my bottle of pigeon pheromone just to spray on people and have pigeons carry them away.
Yeah, that's certainly a challenge for us because a lot of sort of comedy in games is kind of underdeveloped, I think. So knowing what works and what doesn't is kind of a challenge for us. But our approach to that is to produce an extra 50% of content that we just don't put in the game, which we just sort of play test and it's this is garbage or whatever. And so we've been sort of just whittling away at it, calling prototypes and that sort of thing to leave a better product in the end.
So when you're sitting down to sort of design the comedy of this game, do you see it as sort of because I know playing the recent Saints Row, it's more like a parody of other games and sort of the tropes of other games. Do you guys see yourselves as parody or something a little more original?
It's a combination for sure. We do actually parody very specific things in different points in the game. We like to draw on, gaming culture, retro games or movies, just references and stuff like that. But also we do have a lot of, just original content. We wanted to be able to sort of stand on its own two legs that way, and then have just sort of added Easter eggs and bonus sort of stuff that gives reference to gamer culture and stuff like that, parodying other things.
All right, Jess, so talk a little bit about sort of the reactions fans have had to this game here at PAX. Have they been able to follow your sort of style of humor?
Okay, so usually the way it goes is people pick up the game, and quite often people will just sort of start by sort of blowing through it, treating it like a conventional adventure game, and gradually realize that most of the objects or characters in the game are interactive, and so they will slow down and sort of stop and smell the flowers, so to speak. And that's where the real comedy is those hidden interactions. So I think that's where people sort of realize that it's a little bit different from what they would normally expect from a game that is called a adventure game. Pretty well everybody that has played the game, we've gotten laughs. We kind of watch from afar to get our testing data, and just notice body language from behind, the head bob or whatever when they see a reference to something they like, or that sort of thing.
All right, Jess, we'll let you go ahead and get back to work here. Can you remind us when this game is coming out and on what platforms?
Sure. So we're going to be launching on Steam, on PC, Mac, Linux initially, and we're targeting winter, so possibly January. Yeah.
And then do you have like a website, Twitter, for people who want to find more about the game?
Yeah, website, you can check out jazzpunk.net or necrophonegames.com, and Beetlenot is our Twitter account. So yeah, just look us up.
Well, thank you so much for chatting with us.
Of course.